Hello, Anu ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Everyone, we have Miss Anuradha Parthasarthy from Anupartha. They've been doing amazing, good transformational leadership hiring for more than good 30 years. That's a lot of experience across geographies and across industries. So, ma'am, today we'd like to know, since you're in US also right now, and you could tell us how it's been there, and also how business is affected. What are some of the things that we should look out for in these times?
Thank you, Neha, for having me on your interview, and pleasure
Pooja.
to talk to you.
Pooja.
And Pooja, okay. Yeah, you two are like, you get confused between the two sisters.
It's been happening since our school days, literally.
Okay. So, yeah, to answer your question, Pooja, it has been tough, and it has been very sudden for the way this, I would say, the economy turning south has been this time. And also, it has been global. There is not one place which you can say is not going to be affected. So it's global, it's across industries. Maybe it just spared certain industries which or technologies which help remote working, and also certain industries like basic ones like food. But beyond that, everything else has got affected. And it's true here in California, and it's true everywhere else in the world, I think.
Right, absolutely. So, Anu ma'am, during these times, there are a lot of startups, and I'm sure you're also connected to a lot of them. Some are cash rich, but some work on that monthly cash flow model. So, in these times when it's difficult, what do you suggest are some of the steps that companies can take to be able to sail through and ensure that they're still standing straight by the end of this lockdown?
First and foremost, conserve cash. Conserve cash to the extent possible. And it comes to the extent of, at personal level, if you can do without taking any salary, please do. There are people whom you can, employees whom you can do without, please do without them. Okay. But I would say that try to focus and manage sales. Don't take your eyes off sales, and don't let sales people go off, because even as and when we turn around and we start business again, the first people who would be required are these guys, because without selling, without getting business in, there is not much you can do to turn around. So conserve cash. Make sure that you keep the sales and the customer facing kind of functions going on, and the rest all hunker down. If you have to cut product development, cut stuff like that which can wait, please do.
Absolutely, makes
Right
sense.
away. Don't wait.
Right. And in this lockdown,
so we don't expect anything to change in the April-May timeframe. And the economy itself might take even longer to recover. It's not going to be instant recovery as soon as the lockdown is lifted. It is going to take a while. And we really don't know how it's going to come back. But the one great thing is governments all over the world are stepping in and saying we will help. So in US, for instance, there is a small business loan assistance program that has been announced. There is also a few more programs for just things like you don't need to pay your mortgage, and you can kind of extend the time, you can extend your rent payment time, things like that, which are completely unprecedented. So and in India also, I hear that the World Bank loan is coming in, and the government is trying to help. Yes. I know for sure that in states like Kerala, they have really gone out of their way to put money in people's hand and say, at least make sure that there is food and there is basic, help that they can give people. So I think that's something that we should be grateful for, and we should just manage with that till we come back and we start recovering again.
Right. Also, Anumam, from a very HR perspective, so a lot of companies, smaller, medium enterprises or startups, they're going through a period of layoffs or even salary cuts or some leave without pays. Also, I mean, it's a need of the hour, so they are doing it. In these times, for the ones who are remaining, they are also all working from home. Good chance for another month it's going to be like that, which means we're not going to be interacting with them. What is the way to keep the motivation still up, or I mean, except for communicating and saying that, listen, you have job security, which also we don't really know. What are the ways to ensure that they are not feeling insecure and they are still wanting to work?
So I would flip it the other way. I would say, instead of looking at it from an employer perspective, let's look at it from an employee perspective, because there are more employees than employers. As an employee in this kind of a situation, what can you do? Okay. So first is understand that the employer is in a really bad situation. So this is not the time to say, why are you doing this or that? This is a time to really kind of put yourself in the shoes of that person and say, he is going through existential situation. I mean, is he going to even exist or not as a business? He might have spent a lot of years and sweat and blood building this to this extent, and then suddenly finds that he doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So look at them and say, hey, can I help you? Can I instead of waiting for them to tell you that maybe you should take a salary cut, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, be proactive. Step up and say, hey, you know what? I need only this much money to manage my household budget. I will take that and the rest I will leave with the company. You do what you need to do for the others as well as for the company. Okay. Can I put in more hours? Can I do other than what I'm doing right now? Can I add some other function to my work so that you can do with less people and become more productive? Okay. So I would say extend that hand and just help your employer, big or small, single founder or CEO or whatever, help them to get through this time, because these are tough times that nobody else has seen. None of us have seen. I mean, it's not like, the older generation has seen or the younger generation. None of us have seen. So given that situation, you need to think differently. I mean, my whole mantra, even in transformational leadership, has been, if you think in the same lines as everybody else thinks and everybody else has been doing this far, you can only go that far. I mean, you cannot really leap forward as an individual or as an organization. But if you step back a little and say, how differently can I do this? And then put that into execution, you can see a very different result. So maybe you will come through this in an even better place. You could have grown as an individual, as a human being. You could have matured, your EQ levels could have gone up, and it also could result in you building bonds and relationships and learning new things within the company that you would never have had the opportunity to do or never have taken the initiative to do. Right. So, you know what? You can convert this into a very, very positive opportunity, and it totally depends on you.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, definitely very good takeaway are some of the relationships that we can build in this time, some of the newer things that we can try that we otherwise didn't have the time to do so. Apart from that, is there any silver lining for the business owners that can just add more hope to the situation?
Yeah, as a business owner, again, your job is to support your clients. So again, the same way like I told for employees, I think as an employer or as a business owner, what you should be doing is extending a hand to your clients and saying, hey, can I help you? Forget the billing part of it. How can I help you recover back? How can I help you sustain your company, your business? I'm a marketing firm. Can I help you just do marketing without charging anything for the next 3 months? So in a way you are helping your clients get back on their feet and thereby helping yourself, because when they get back on their feet, the sooner they do it, the sooner you can get back. And two, again, it's, you build relationships that sustain very long if you're there available in the time of need.
Absolutely, 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 ma'am. Really well put. Ma'am, if you were to share like two things which these startups can adopt right now, just two very, very actionable things, what would be those takeaways from this entire situation?
First is just put a lid on any cash going out. Okay. And two is figure out how you can get at least some revenue coming in. Okay.
Absolutely.
Look at all your clients and see who is in a situation, because like we keep seeing around us also, there's certain businesses which have to work even during those times.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, maybe they are your clients and you want to make sure that you focus on them. So first is stop any bleeding of cash, and two is
get more revenue,
sustain revenue, wherever it is coming from.
So a very sharp focus on the P&L right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Focus on cash.
Absolutely. Great. And ma'am, just last question before we sign off. What is the first thing that you are going to do once the lockdown is lifted?
It's been like, okay, from one day to the next, so not even thought of it. But I think the first thing I would do is to talk to all my clients, talk to all my candidates, my network, and say, how is it that I can help them? In what way? To really kind of think through what next.
Great, great, amazing, great. Thank you so much, ma'am. This was really, really helpful. I'm sure a lot of founders that are watching and have these question marks in their head with the same questions day in, day out, and no best solution. I'm sure it's going to be very helpful to them. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure, Pooja, and have a wonderful day, and hope you get through all this safe, and take care of yourself.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.